dance by the water neath the Mexican sky. Drink some margaritas by a string of blue lights. Listen to the mariachi play at midnight. Are you with me? Are you with me? I wanna dance by the water neath the Mexican sky. Drink some margaritas by a string of blue lights. Listen to the mariachi play at midnight. Are you with me? Are you with me?
We are live from the Circuit of Americas in the US. Obviously, what else would that be? And while we still have a few things to get set up, because one of the apps we used to control the race crashed, I'm gonna try to. I thought I closed the cargo. So we are gonna focus on the guys during the qualifying that just started. So allow me 1 sec to set this up. Let's focus on Salnikov. We finished third last race, and we need to add the ballast for him. So before he places a great lap, ballast 245, and I think it was 5 kilos, if I'm not mistaken. We'll take a look during the qualifying at exactly the standings as a warm up for the race. Second ballast goes for Mattia Porta. He finished second last week. Driver 999, 10 kilos. And 15 kilos for the driver 98, which Alex Venables, who single-handedly gave up on his attempt to win the championship from Porta. Because he changed the car to the new Porsche, and that means in our championship that halves you the amount of points that you have accumulated so far. So unless something happens with Porta, he starts losing points, not finishing races and whatnot, I find it very hard to believe that that's going to change anyway. So let me see, how could I change this? How I wanted it. I forgot the shortcut for that. Anyway. Some music back while I find what I can find to start the track. out the way we intended. So right now we have 50 players out of one is me. But at least we have this freaking button to make the. Oh, come on, are you working or not? Jeez, basically the time I'm driving now. So it's not gonna go into. Okay, well, let's see how much that bothered me today. Anyway, let's see. Let's make this overlay a bit smaller so that you can follow during the race what's going on. There we go. And you can see sectors and who's improving. Bear with me. We're gonna have to do this manually. So, right now, with 8 minutes left on the session, we have keys on top with 1/3 of a second ahead of Tal Expendables and 1.5 seconds from COTA. That's actually quite surprising. I think we have a yellow flag with Salnikov pulling aside. Bigger expectation on what Salnikov gonna do today. The other thing I wanted to show you, as I said earlier, is how the standings are looking after round 10. And for that, let's see if we manage now. So, see that the current standings have Mattia on top with 753 points. Alex Benal second, and he will, as we said, lose half of his points, and Lucas third. So Lucas is 140 points behind Matthias. Winning today obviously will not get him ahead, but it would be a step on the right direction. Such an obvious thing. To attempt, anyway, to close that gap. On fourth we have Katkus, who didn't show up last week and is not showing up this week either. I think I heard that he's starting karting in real life or something like that, and he's unable to join, but I'm not 100% sure of that. And then we have Fabio Galamini, Mr. Consistency, who almost changed car today, but I told him please don't give your consistency. There we have Paul in his new Ferrari out of the race, or out of the qualifying. And we also have Chris Bosic, right now qualifying 9th. He's 6th and he's the main contender for Fabio. Let's see how that turns out. A bit further away, not many points, is Rob Chandler, who finished 12th last week in a very unfortunate beginning of the race. And right after that we have Kurt Moss, who also couldn't race. He missed both double point races, which is very unfortunate because of the time zone actually. So we had a slight server delay on both races, and that actually the implication was he was too late for him to race. And that's the main reason why he's 8th. He finished one of the race, but so he didn't finish one of the race, and those are the 3 ones he can drop. But still, those are double points specifically. And for instance, Rob, on an average, finished worse, but has the double points from round 5 and round 10. And right underneath, we have Andreas Schneider and Stanislav Salnikov. Salnikov, it's a matter of finishing races, right? He has one DNF, 2 DNS, which obviously are excluded. Problem is that the DNF was in Bathurst was it Bathurst round 5? I don't remember now what was round 5. No, probably wasn't. And Bathurst was round 2. And finished third last week. That was his best position yet. It was a fantastic performance of his. And that is the top 10. Right after we have Vizjakin, Mark Stevens and Wayne Rogers. And looking at our participation today, we do have Stevens and Rogers back, but we don't have Vizjakin. So, well, we do have the mullet back with us, but the mullet is where? 15th. So, yep. Well, he missed a lot of races and didn't finish 3 of them. And we have Liam Curran, who shot himself in the foot as well by changing the car. And Elia Hooper, who didn't show up for 3 races. And unfortunately Massimo Meazza as well. We kind of miss him. And there you go, the result of Paul Hester's sacrifice. I think you're not actually seeing the updates, but anyway, we'll need to practice with this more. So now, leaving this aside, we are gonna change into the normal view for the last minute of the qualifying, which is giving us a very contended middle ground, because Alex and Lucas are gonna keep fighting for first. Lucas has half second in of improvement. Let's see if he can nail that one. And then Mattia Portaguti, Galamini and Schneider are all within half a second fighting for third. Interestingly, Guti, who's one of our newcomers this season, have been performing between 12th and 10th every race. So now they're up for grabbing a third position. And Lucas Keys
is about to finish the lap. Ah no, it's not. It's 2 minutes. Sorry, I was thinking the wrong thing. Who is about to finish the lap? Porter is gonna be the first one. He's improving 7/10. Lucas Key is improving 4, and Alex is gonna have a last chance at ensuring a pole position. But the improvement of Lucas is insane. 7/10. Porter improving 3, and Guti improving as well 7. But he lost it there. He lost 4, 5, all the improvement, unfortunately. But that at least indicates he has the pace. Rob resets back to the pits. Mattia Porta improving 3/10, and Lucas Keys improving 7th. Mattia Porta ensures a very solid 3rd position, and Lucas Keys is gonna finish the lap and place himself in pole position. Well done. Well done. Guti invalidated the lap, I believe, because it's on red, so it's not gonna count. Salnikov finishes outside of the track. Paul Hester is improving 2/10, which would not allow him to overtake Schneider. And Kurt Moss, who probably did not practice enough, is gonna start 11th with 3 seconds behind the guys he usually fight with. So the question for Moss is gonna be whether he finds the pace throughout the race to overtake probably the 5 or 6 guys that should normally be behind him. And Guti moves aside. There is no more time. He goes into the pit. Paul Hester, unless he finds a lot of time in the last turns, that is 1.5 tenths improvement. And Mattia Porta, it's not improving halfway his last lap. Alex Venables neither. Paul Hester, found some time there. That's 5/10. No, that was a different racing line, and it's not gonna make it. And on the back we have Stevens and Rogers with a lot of lack of pace, if that's a good way to say it. So with that, we are gonna go into the time view, and here you can see that am I missing the ballast from someone? From Salnikov. It didn't go in. Oh, fantastic. Why didn't it go in? I'm sure it's in the yeah, no, I'm not gonna race, guys. Now that it is. Okay, well, don't know why that happened, to be honest. So let's go back to normal. Come on. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Studio mode sometimes confuses me. Right, so probably you were not seeing what I was saying. And now we see the times, which I did not want to show. Back. And we're gonna pause the music for the beginning of the race. Until then, we're gonna check if YouTube is working. Yes, it is working. Very good. Cool, right? So, made a mistake of entering the race as a driver rather than as an spectator, and for that I'm in the grid. So I'm gonna get that DNF. Now, as I said during the end of the qualifying, I'm very curious to say to see the performance of numbers 11 and 777. Rob Chandler finished 6th today. Also, probably one of the guys that's practiced the most this week. So who knows? Maybe he surprises and achieves a podium if something happens with the top drivers. And Paul Hester starting 8th. I don't know how unusual that is, to be honest, but nonetheless, happy to see. Bosic starting below his usual position along with Moss. And I'm gonna set up now the cameras to tap into these guys throughout the race. So we have Alex, we have Kuti, and we have Pelico. Let's see if they are streaming. Moss is. Alex is.
30 seconds. 20 seconds.
And Kuti isn't.
20 seconds. 10 seconds.
Oh well. Kuti seems to not be streaming anymore. Oh, he changed the name. And he's not streaming. Yes, this is last
Stay in single file.
when he was practicing. Oh, he actually practiced in the night. Oh, anyway, he's not streaming, so we have Alex in the report and Moss starting from 11. That I've been actually quite curious to know what he's saying about that. So we're gonna try a couple of things on this regard. I'm gonna mute the sound now. I hope you enjoyed it, and let's go check on these guys. And in the meantime, I'm gonna prepare OBS for those transitions to their cameras. I have Alex and that's not right. That's Moss. Okay, so I'll do it this one sec. Man, I hate this format. Freaking mistake. Well, shouldn't I be on the pits if I didn't start, man? Okay, so this is the view, and then I go here. All right. Helicam baby. And view on Alex also knew different livery to what he usually rocks. Come on, get in there. All right, so still half of a lap left. The guys warming up their tires in this rainy, not so cold weather. It's 20 something degrees, so there shouldn't be a lot of whining about that. But yeah, back to studio mode and let's prepare Alex's camera. Why the overlay is not showing? Why? Anyway, Moss streaming. Out and out. So. And why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? There you go. There we have Moss. Put him properly. All right, good. And then Alex as well. There's a couple of turns left. There we have Alex as well. And we're gonna go back to the regular stream because it's about to start. And it says, I don't know what about my controls, and I'm not gonna race. And I'm brain frozen right now. Helicam view. A bit too close for these guys, but whatever.
Green light.
Like it. Green light. We start, and I think Fabio Galamini started a bit behind his normal position. We enter the first turn. Alex Venables and Lucas Kiss fighting for position. Alex takes a bit wider turn, but it's gonna be the inside on the next one. Guti overtakes one and continues holding on to the third position. Fabio Galamini following closely. Schneider overtaking Chandler, if I'm not mistaken. Paul Hester also overtook one, and Bosic a couple of them. Moss also one position, and I think there were no yellow flags. Porta forgot to click on the start, and that's going to be a position gain. That's why everyone moved forward. We move back to Alex, and reflecting on what happened to Porta, which is not that unusual. Maybe he wants to try last to first, like Alex did last week. But that gives a possibility to gain points, as we were discussing earlier, to people like like Lucas, well, Alex now as well, because he's going to need them, and the others. Fabio Galamini there on fourth, very consistent, very, very, very close together, the guys. All right, yeah, there was something happening with Gibson, with Jordan Gibson, because he's 18 seconds behind, and everything correct on the back of the track. So right now we have two close fights between Alex and Lucas. A bit of distance now between them and Guti, Galamini, and Schneider. I think I can hear I need to remove them from Moss, and no one is in close position to overtake. Chandler is getting on to Schneider right now. Will he overtake him? We shall see. Right now they are in the last two turns of the first lap. Tires probably still a bit cold, not enough grip to throw it or send it. Salnikov getting into the shoulders of Chandler when they approach the first turn, and we see Hester in that beautiful new Ferrari also getting into the ass of Salnikov. In the meantime, Chandler focusing on defending will allow Schneider to leave, and he goes for it on the inside. He goes a bit wide, that we couldn't see on that camera, but that put Salnikov in very risky position with Hester. Now we could see, we missed it. Well, Kurt Moss overtook Bosic and is now up onto the chase of Paul Hester. And also another position change between Guti and Fabio Galamini. There must have been a double position change, because everything is back to how it was in the beginning. Now they have lost 5 seconds with Alex, which is fairly normal, and that means that they are getting closer to the group of Schneider, Chandler, and Salnikov. On the front, Lucas and Venables are within 1 second of each other, meaning it's not going to be that close of a fight, I believe. Galamini is still within a second of Guti and Chandler, Salnikov, and Paul Hester. All together, Rob goes for it, touches Schneider, and I guess yields the overtake on this turn because of that event. Salnikov is now up to gain a position with Rob, and Hester and Moss are very close to it. Salnikov going on the outside of this one is the long straight. He yields the slipstream, brakes a bit early, and Paul Hester might hit it, but he doesn't. And in return, a bit of lost distance between Rob, Chandler, and Schneider after that impact. And we have a train of 5 cars here in the middle of the ground. At the end, we have Moss, who's now respectfully close to Paul Hester, and Bosic is not losing that much distance, because that is a respectful train. Now, up front, Guti and Galamini keep at it. Spectacular start from both of them, who normally are slightly behind, particularly Guti. Fabio is used to 5th and 6th positions, but rather through consistency rather than raw pace. And we're about to finish the second lap with Fabio taking on the slipstream of Guti, 0.2 seconds. I would love to see what's going to happen here at the end of the straight. Is he going to throw it? Nope. He yields it, and we are going to Rob. Careful there. Rob
managed to stop the car and avoid that collision. Kudos to him. But Paul Hester and Moss interchanged position in that turn. Salnikov still behind Rob Chandler, and Rob 0.2 behind Schneider, probably dealing better with the interlaced turns and getting super close to it. The problem is right after that, in the straight, is where it seems like the Aston Martin is taking better grip. Now let's remember everyone, with the change, with the new patch, we don't know if there has been a BOP update, but the truth is that Rob is a bit higher up than where he normally is at the beginning of these races. Also maybe because, whoa, Paul, oh my God, that was, ow, awful, Paul, awful. We need to check what happened there, because that was a, bowling situation. He lost control. Oh man, that's the new variant. He lost control on braking in a zone where you would normally not, and that took out both Paul Hester and Schneider. I mean, took out Schneider really, because Paul Hester was the one carrying on the impact, and I bet they both need to fix quite a bit of damage. Question is, will they do it now or later? So back onto the top, Fabio Galamini getting onto the back of Goody and attacking non-stop. No mistakes from Goody just yet, just slower pace overall, and that means 3 seconds slower than the top guys. Paul Hester, and what happened again? We need to check that again. Paul Hester and Schneider having another incident. Hester being ahead in there. Probably that was another loss of. Oh yeah. Oh. So they didn't touch each other here. It was just Paul probably having overheated tires from the incident before. Now Salnikov is 6th, following Chandler at less than a second's distance, and Galamini also in less than a second distance from Guti. Those are the two fights we are witnessing right now. In the front, Alex Venables is quite far from Keys. The fastest lap from Keys is 2:15.222, and the fastest lap so far achieved from Alex is 2:16.7. No, sorry. I was looking at the last one. The best from Lucas is 2:15.185, and the best from Alex is 2:15.300. So it's not too far off, but enough for Lucas to inch away every lap. Now we go back to one of the probably most expected. How do you call this? I need to Google it. Comebacks. One of the most anticipated comebacks, which is what will Moss achieve during the race. Will he have the pace to overtake Salnikov, Chandler, and Fabio? Now Fabio very close again to overtake Guti. That's gonna make the field close and close. Chandler gets close and further again in every other turn. It's very obvious that the performance across different sectors for the different drivers is very, very spot. Again, Fabio is the one that is closest right now, and the question is, where is he gonna attempt the overtake again? Guti loses a bit of traction, goes outside, and probably got a track limits there, but enough to keep the position from Fabio for now, and now it's the time of Fabio to overtake. They go too wide. I don't like the Helicam in this circuit, it's too close. Beautiful view here. And Guti had to yield that position, unfortunately. Had he should have. It's not okay. If he had taken a different racing line, he would have had enough grip to overtake Fabio again in there. But anyway, let's see what happens here. We're expecting anyway Fabio to be on pace faster.
And right behind him there is Chandler, Salnikov, and Moss. Moss on a mission here to overtake Salnikov. Fastest lap is at least more than half a second faster. So the question is, where is he gonna find the space? Is it gonna be here? Is he gonna throw it? Is he gonna throw it? And he doesn't. Now in the straight with enough slipstream, if he gets up to close enough, he might. And will he? No, that's too far. It's 0.8 on straight. Good is actually way closer, although I don't think he will attempt it. And Rob is also far. It feels like these straights are not enough. Is Salnikov waving? Don't wave, my man. Stevens and is overtaking Gibson. Did anybody pit so far? Because I didn't capture it. Gibson pit, Porta pit, and Hester pit. So Schneider didn't pit, and he must have the car crashed. Cool. All right. So look, let's go back to Guti and Chandler. They are the two ones closest to each other right now. Guti losing a few tenths with Fabio, trying to hold on to a high point position. Salnikov and Moss probably attacking each other meant they lost some base with Chandler. I don't know if I can see last lap. Well, it's still too early. And Bostic doesn't have enough best lap to get there. Stevens stuck in the middle of the turn. Try not to scratch the car, man. Porta overtakes. That's the other comeback we are waiting for. He's now 4.5 seconds behind Gibson. They both did their pit stop already, so it's gonna be straight till the end. Hopefully the weather will not change too much for them. I mean, hopefully for them. I would love to see that changing. Anyway, Rob getting more TV time than he usually gets. Is in between two fights, trying to get close to Guti. And Guti kind of holding on to Fabio, to be honest. I'm gonna try to put the camera of Moss now on the screen. Oh, Guti goes wide. That means Rob is gonna have a chance. On the straight, he got quite close, and Salnikov quite close at the same time of Rob. Salnikov takes a substantially different line on the straight. I guess it goes into where it's raining a bit more to keep the tires colder. We don't know because we are not seeing his camera, so we don't know what's going on. But we are gonna try to see from the inside of Moss' screen camera, sorry, how he's doing and what his tires are doing, and let's see. There he is, and let's hear him out. Well, not a lot of noise there, but let's go into his bonnet. Oh, that's redundant, right? Also, that's not here. What happened with Rob? Oh no, what happened with Rob? Back to broadcasting camera. What happened with Rob Chandler? He was chasing Guti. And he slipped there. Oh no. Oh no, he lost quite a few positions. Now he's going into the pit stop to making his... Anyway, back to Moss. Now overtaking Salnikov. What happened with Salnikov? Probably got a bit wide. And that's another position for Moss, who's now 5th. And I'm sure, now hear me out, he's gonna have an easy time with Guti. Well, well, they have a history, these two. Not for a bad thing. I mean, well, it was a bad thing on the eyes of Moss, but it was the stewards ruled out in Brands Hatch in the last lap that Guti kept the race in line, and Moss should have overtaken him either on the inside or wait for more space on the outside.
They crashed on the last lap, and I think that was gonna be either a victory or a second position for Moss. I don't remember, but thing is, he only lost one position at the end. So anyway, it's an Aston Martin to Aston Martin fight. We can see how concentrated Kurt is in there. And yeah, what we wanted to check, the tires. So clearly overheating. 45 minutes left and 15 probably of this stint for him. I don't know what the other guys have been doing. I'm gonna check on Alex in a sec to see how he got that right, whether he got that right. And interestingly though, we have done 6 laps. There are 6 more, so the first stint, that's 12. Yeah, he's gonna have, yeah, right around the right fuel to finish right. Now let's see this overtake, how it actually happens, because I said earlier, I think it's gonna happen, right? So I cannot really check on what's the tire situation of Duty, but the situation of the tires of Kurt are not actually very good. So in a way, currently overdriving the car, and is he gonna manage on this straight? Gonna jump into, oh, Alex also pitting. Ah man, I'm not gonna put it on the screen, but I'm gonna see. Yeah, he was also overheating. The pressures were a bit more in range, but overheating. Let's see if we can see it. Transition, you see Alex? They were overheating, the pressure already dropped, but clearly he was indeed overheating. So back to Kurt on his chase of Guti. And well, let's look at the situation of the tires of Alex right after pitting. If you can see, they are quite cold, low pressure, and that's lagging. That's a motherfucker. Quite curious to see how that develops afterwards. Like, you know, how fast does that pick up the right temperature and whatnot. Maybe he was exaggerating the pressure drop because he was overheating. So wondering whether he measured that correctly. Moss super close to Guti. We're still seeing it on the main view. Oh wow, Alex overheating the tires. I think that must be the new model. So low pressures, aggressive turning in the first lap after pit stop, and overheating the edges of the tires. Well, you see, I mean, I probably am one of the ones that watched least Ari's videos regarding the new update. Oh, there's Moss. Ooh, almost has it. And so the pressures go up very fast, and now it's turning into green in the straight, so dropping some temperature on Alex tires. But the rear ones are still overheating. I think, didn't the Porsche have a rear engine positioning? Maybe that has something to do with it. Look at the temperatures. They are much more fluid than it was in the previous batch. The overheating of the brakes and the tires translate much more into progressiveness and cooling down and cooling up and heating up faster, to be honest, which is closer to reality. So glad to see that. Now we're still witnessing a close fight between Guti and Moss on the left. But look at the tires; they are absolutely overheating, and on the interlaced, no, not on the back of the track. Man, that's gonna be a headache for someone like Alex. I'm just sad we don't get to see more of this. So tires are reaching the optimal pressure after one lap, sort of. Still, oh yeah, no, yeah, because they dropped everything by 1 psi. So I think that must be around where the optimal pressure has to be, but they are clearly overheating. Still raining. The
the ideal situation, I don't know what it is, but let's change into Moss. He has way higher pressures, but way more in what's the word, in temperature range. So as per the new patch, that should mean slightly less grip. Guti is going wide. Oh no, that's unfortunate for him. Moss overtakes Guti. I was actually looking at Moss's camera rather than Guti, rather than the game, and the game already had happened. Anyway, back to where we were saying, and I'm gonna have to check the race control to see what else is happening. No closer fight than the one we were witnessing, so we can continue checking on Moss. So what I was saying, these higher pressures ensures lower temperatures, lower flex on the tires, slightly lower grip as well. And that's probably where Alex is getting it, I'm not gonna say it wrong, but clearly different to the likes of Moss. And man, that's why everyone should be streaming, so we see what the hell is happening with their tires in situations like this. And this is on wet, which is obviously more challenging than dry. In the interlaced area, I'm not gonna say it overheats. It gets yellow for Moss, but it's not as bad as it is for Alex. Let's go back to Alex to see what the situation is now. Absolutely red, if you can imagine. And another thing is that he loaded the fuel up to the limit. He's probably slower also because of that. So without much further ado, we are gonna go back into the traditional camera, and I'm gonna tell you what's going on in race control with everyone's fastest lap. So 37 minutes left of the race. We have Lucas Keys in first position with 26 seconds of distance, 25 to Fabio Galamini. The fastest lap is 1.7 seconds faster. Congratulations to Lucas for that performance. Hopefully he doesn't make any mistake like last race running out of fuel. Fabio Galamini, Mr. Consistency here. Fastest lap to 16.75. Something happened with Moss and Guti. Moss went to the pit stop, the pit box. So you can see my car at the end. Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. So Moss pitting right now. Guti is staying outside. That's an early pit for Moss. Let's see what he does with the tires. I think from what we could see before in Alex, the pressures right after stopping, so right after changing it, were 24, something like that. So if Kurt puts 26, we will expect the tires to be in the same range as they were before he did the pit stop, clearly. So he's on to it back again. Yep, so same. So let's see how this turns out. Different to what Alex did. Now, back into the main view. Something happened with Gibson. He's out of the track. Alex and Wayne overtook him. Alex is now within 0.4 of Wayne, so that should be an easy overtake. They have 4 seconds difference in pace. Yeah, that's gonna be it, isn't it? I think in the next braking zone, he's gonna catch him. Yeah, there he is. Wait, Gibson is still yellow flag. What the hell, man? Get it together. I think those tires must be churned, but you already pit, so... Ay, ay, ay. And that is Moss already overtaking Gibson. So, what I want to say, Moss, whatever his tires are, which are beautifully green right now, so not overheating, within the right range, that actually confusing me because I didn't expect that to be the case. You know, I thought the range in which Alex is moving makes more sense, but his fastest lap is 2:16.4. That is actually the third right now, so only behind Alex and Lucas, and ahead of Porta, who's now sixth, and ahead of Fabio Galamini, who's second. Now, obviously, he's not gonna get to second with that pace, but he could get to third, I think. Well, also maybe not to third because Porta is in there. So to fourth. Potential of Moss today being fourth. Now Porta, who didn't get any air time, is sixth. 9 seconds behind Bozic with 2 seconds faster lap. Will be a matter of time. Salnikov is fourth. But did Salnikov pit? I don't think so. No. Neither Bosic, Salnikov, Guti, Galamini or Lucas pit. So Gibson again. I think he's just doing donuts for the fun of it, isn't it? Yeah, he's doing donuts for the fun of it. Or not. You never know, but those tires completely useless right now. Yeah, so we were saying Bosic, Salnikov, Guti, Galamini and Keys have to pit. Right now, back to Porta. He virtually is second. Yeah, I think he's... It's gonna be right on the edge of overtaking Fabio. But he does have enough to overtake everyone else. Gibson again, yellow flag. I know he's pitting, probably changing tires, or we can only hope. So, Guti third. But he needs to pit, yeah? And the thing with Guti is that the fastest lap is 2:18, so he's there because he has been fairly consistent. But he's gonna drop positions as soon as he goes into the pit. Worth recognizing anyway. Right behind Salnikov, who's 1 second faster, so within 2 laps, right around the time they should be pitting for tires, sorry. Well, probably earlier anyway. Salnikov will either throw an undercut or an overcut and get rid of Guti. Bosic is the one that's going to drop probably most of the positions because he's currently 14 seconds behind Salnikov. And his fastest lap is also not very competitive. It's around 2:18 when the top 5 drivers are below 2:16. And Salnikov is the one right after. Now Paul Hester is having... what's that? What's that? Can you see it? Why is it doing this? Is it back with a new car or what? Oh, disgusting. If we go to Lucas, who's overtaking... Yeah, it's an issue with the car. I mean, I don't know, with the car, the badge, whatever, but if Lucas is seeing this, I would be scared, to say the least. Damn. Ugly. Anyway, he has blue flags, I think, so he should eventually give way. Porta is coming up onto Bosic, 2 seconds faster per lap, holding out to the slipstream, trying to gain to straight a few more tenths in there. I think Bosic is gonna yield it. I don't think he's gonna fight it. Well done. So that puts Porta 5th, and he overtook Bosic without pitting, Sorry, having pit already. Insane. Gibson, the mullet, already pit 3 times and I guess stayed there. Rob Chandler, who on the pit stop did 34 seconds. Paul Hester, as we said earlier. Oh, Lucas is going for the pit, so that means Fabio's leading the race. What was I saying? Salnikov is also pitting. Paul Hester, if you remember the crash he had earlier, incurred him in 16 seconds of fixings. And interestingly enough, Schneider, who was the victim in that situation, accumulated 40 seconds more. 50 seconds of fixings, I think, something like that. Very unfortunate. So, now, only Fabio and Guti have not pit yet, and Bozic. And that means that Alex is, what? Right behind Keys. What? The Undercat did not come to life, but he's been more consistent than Keys, and that's gonna give us the fight today. Moss overtakes Salnikov during the pit stop. Let's focus anyway on Alex. I would put his cam, but just for a sec, because so you see the tires. But to be honest, without seeing a face, there's not much to see other than how the tires are performing. And in that sense, they're awful. I don't know how he's gonna get to the end of the race with this, to be honest. I'm saying to be honest too much, right? Nonetheless, second track limit warning. I wonder, now that we're talking about it, Moss, how many track limits does he have? 0. Being very clean. Well done. Back to Alex. 1 second behind Keys. Keys had a faster lap. Question is again pace, because what? Who's that? Ah, it's a BMW. Okay, so that was Stevens. No. Salnikov. No. Who was that? Ah, Wayne Rogers. Okay. Whew. Right. So anyway, 1.5 seconds. So Lucas is faster. He's faster in the fastest lap, that's for sure. Question is, how come Alex cannot, Oh, Guti and Fabio. Oh, okay, so the pit stop. They are both the last ones pitting. Porta is pitting again, but no, he hadn't pit. That makes way more sense. So he started from the pit, so in my count, it counted as a pit. But obviously, he did not pit. Cool. All right, that makes it a bit more interesting. So Alex and Keys retake first and second. We're gonna go to traditional view. Guti, Galamini, and Bosic all together in the pit stop. Galamini takes off first. As per the pit times, Guti is gonna take off right now as well, if he doesn't have anything to fix. Come on. There he goes. He was 8 seconds slower in the pit stop itself. Makes you wonder. And Porta should get out now. Also a few seconds slower than Fabio. What's happening? So Porta lost 3 seconds. Guti lost 8 seconds in the pit stop. If you are watching this, man, try to figure out what happens there. That is a silly way to lose positions. And then Porta getting out now in fight for position, in proper fight for position, is 11 seconds behind Guti. He's gonna get there because he's 1.5 seconds faster. 1.5 seconds faster than Guti. Half second faster than Salnikov. So I think in the race to goal he might take those two, but I don't think he's gonna get to Fabio because anyway he's not that much faster than him. So Moss with 2:15 last lap is actually getting into the pace that he's required to be up there with the others. In fact, I mean, the distance with Alex is 22 seconds. I don't think he's gonna recover from that, but he's been 1 second faster now. Remember that Alex beat too early, and tires of Alex are burning right now. So I'm gonna show you once again how that's looking like. And as you can see, he's completely burning the rear left. Oh, yeah. And it's raining, but it's not raining that much if you think about it. But also, it doesn't seem like it's gonna change, is it? I think it's. Let me check in the game directly, so I see those. It's stable. So because that's not changing, that tire is not gonna get any better. That's for sure. So with that, Bosic. Ooh, mama. What happened there, man? Let's see, where is the control? 15 seconds back. I think I overdid it. Let's see. Ooh, that was... Eesh. No bueno, man. Anyway, Bosic back onto it. Lost his... Well, I was gonna say lost his chance, but right now, if you guys see... let's put this again. No, this is not the one. This one. This one. So if you see the fastest lap situation is pretty much quite close to being ordered as per fastest to slowest, right? So Lucas just managed a 2:14.64. Fantastic performance there. That means he got Alex 4.7 seconds behind. Alex and Moss in the right order there, because Moss didn't have this qualifying pace. Fabio Galamini fourth with 2:16. Only Porta could be higher up in terms of faster lap. Stanley Cobb 2:17 and Guti 2:18. Chandler 2:17, potentially belonging ahead of Guti, but doesn't have that much differential of pace to cut that out in the remaining of the race. Paul Hester and whatever the hell is going on with his car, also in 2:17, close to Chandler. That could give us an interesting race, but I really don't feel like looking at the car that is doing that. Schneider and 2:18s. Well, on the same pace as Guti, to be fair, but he managed his fastest lap right now in the last lap. And Stevens, Rogers, a bit further behind, sorry, and Bosic had a mistake recently that's putting him that much below. Many of you could fix this, Paul. I know you're gonna do anything right now, but man, let's see how you look at this from the wing. Hey, from the wing it doesn't happen. It's a camera thing then. So this is the best way to look at this fight then? Okay. Oh, actually I realized that I was not showing you what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about. Such a mess, like whatever. Whatever, you can see the fastest lap. No, you can't. Like that, you can see it. You wanna get out? Get your paws wet. It rained today after more than a month, I think, without any rains. Anyway, back to normal broadcasting camera and focus on Chandler and Paul Hester. Will Paul with the new Ferrari put Mr. Rob Chandler with his old school in a tough position? And will this view have had any consequences? Now the Helicam view looks like it does. And Paul goes wide. Sorry, Rob goes wide. Paul bets for narrower racing line, but doesn't get on the rough to pick up the slipstream, and I don't think he's gonna have the position on this turn. He's also going through the more wet part of the track. Yeah, that's very close, and it seems like, in fact, they have very similar pace, but Rob had a bad last lap. He lost 3 seconds against Paul, so that might be the cause why these two are so close together. Question is, from now on, what's gonna be the pace? Because I don't think Paul has that much more pace than Rob. It's gonna be a very close fight, and maybe overtaking one to another constantly, which would be lovely to see. Let's see if the car doesn't get bugged now, and we can enjoy the TV following of this. I was gonna say there's another fight going on between students and Bostic, but I mean, let's give them some airtime as well. That must have been. I mean, Stevens is either getting into a good pace right now, or Bostic is losing it. Ooh, going wide there. That means Bostic goes away again. There's no close fight here. The closest... Oh, Paul is going at it on the outside of Rob. Overtakes him. And will Rob hold on to it? That is the question, my man. They go into the interlaced ones. I think this is a strength of Rob in general. Question is, at the end of this, will he be close enough to catch the slipstream on the straight? And by the differential, it's gapping now 1 second, 1.1, 1.2, so 1.3. The answer is no, 1.4, 1.5. Jesus, Paul was such a good lap you're crafting in there, and the other way around for Paul, who started ahead, 4/5, had one slip around in one turn. I couldn't identify which one was on track, but dropped him to 9th. Bostic and Stevens at it again, and it makes me feel that Bostic is having some issues with gas or something, because no, hold on, it was Bostic against Rogers. Rogers going wide. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, that makes more sense. Sorry, that was my bad. Anyway, on to Schneider next, I guess. Lucas still first easily with the fastest lap, which is 1 second faster than Alex. Salnikov, Guti and Porta putting through their faster laps of the session. The three of them in 2:16. That is actually quite hopeful for Guti, because he was not able to get into below 2:18 up until now. So if he can hold on to Porta, it will be with 2:16 laps. Even though Porta is on 2:15 best, his last lap was 2:16, the fastest of his team. So that is the question. And I don't think Salnikov is going to get any closer to Fabio, as they are on similar pace. Still, the fastest lap of Fabio is 2:16.1. Fabio, I think I mentioned it earlier, was whining quite a bit about the new patch. He was sliding around, but he probably put the practice in so that he performs the way he's performing right now. Right? Other than that, nothing much going on. Another faster lap of Salnikov and Guti. It's nice to see times improving throughout the race. I mean versus qualifying times. That's the most interesting thing. Moss also another 2:16. Fabio, I mean, to 16. Let's see how the tires are doing for Moss. Good. Yeah, I mean, this is a mystery to me. Very high pressure on the tires and good temperatures. There is less surface contact with the road, and I guess that helps. New tire model, quite a bit. Now let's go into Alex. Still burning tires. Like, I think here the question is, will they completely drop? And because, you know, Alex is not doing 215s by any means, and that's the tires, I'm sure. Going slightly wide here, losing. Where was that? Oh, okay. So he's dropping 1 second in the middle of the lap already. And Moss is 16 seconds behind, is it? 16.3. The last lap of Alex was 2:18, and I think if the differential is 2 seconds per lap, and there are like 7 laps left, 6 laps left. Oh, Moss, what happened? Ooh, no, we need to check that out. 15 seconds. Let's put his camera. He must be very upset. Oh, we didn't see that. Oh, he's giving up. Oh man, he's pissed off. He's pissed off. I don't like this. Don't know if 30 seconds are gonna cut it for the. Anyway, that's gonna go into the stewards. I hope it was not anyone's fault, but clearly was a bit. So the fight for second is over. Alex should not be worried right now. I think still is 75% of the race for Kurt, so he will get points. But yeah, it sucks. We've been racing for 45 minutes and this happens. So Salnikov, Guti and Moss taking a position up, but unless someone loses control of their cars, why I'm still looking at Alex, burning tires. Like this. Unless someone loses the control of the car, this is likely to end like this. Porta 7 seconds to Guti. 6 laps left, right? And a differential that is actually positive for Guti now in terms of pace. So I would bet, unless someone makes mistakes, obviously this will end up like this. Interestingly, ahead of Guti, Salnikov either made a mistake, probably was the overtaking of Stevens then, because his last lap was 2:18. Alex got a drive-through! No! Track limits issue. Totally track limits, because we saw before that he was on his second already. So that drive-through is gonna be, what, 30 seconds? 20-something seconds. That's gonna drop him into Fabio Garamini's hands. That will let him cool down the tires though. Let's see if he serves it right now. It would be ideal. Yeah, there he goes. Was it that too fast? We're gonna see on his screen better. Oof, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's go into Fabio, put Helicam view, see if that's gonna be enough. Still in the middle of the pit box, the pit lane, Alex. Fabio going into the straight. It's gonna be very close, 2.1, 2.0, 0.1, going out, ahead. And the pace of Alex is 1 second faster on optimal tires. We'll see what happens. Did he get also a drive-through? Sorry. No, okay, penalty clear. All right. Colder tires now for Alex. If he pushes it, he might crawl back some seconds from Fabio, but the distance is six. Yeah, Alex is complaining about the tires. Sorry, about the track. It has track limits. The people are talking. You don't see the chat right now, but they shouldn't be doing that. There you go. You could see some of that in there, I think. Oh no, you couldn't. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. The point is that Salnikov now has a chance at Alex, because the last laps from Salnikov are 2:15.5. That is actually quite competitive, so Guti probably will not have a chance at that. But that is faster than what Alex was doing in his last laps. And Alex now, we don't know how he's gonna do with Fabio, because he keeps pulling away. Come on, guys, cut the crap with the chat. Go, chat, please. Yeah, so lost focus there. They shouldn't be doing that. There are still some people trying to keep concentration in the race, and if something were to happen up to them right now, like, I don't know, Porta trying to crawl back positions, Guti, who's in a position he's never been, Salnikov, who's trying to get into Alex, or Fabio, who didn't get a podium yet this season. Yeah, that's what we don't want to see being disturbed. So let's see right now how the last laps get in after the drive-through of Alex. We know that in this camera sucks, so let me get into a TV camera for the sake of enjoyment here. Look at that, how beautiful. Yeah, so last lap for Fabio 217. Lucas is in another world today. Oh, Salnikov making a mistake is gonna get closer for Guti, but that means Alex is not under threat anymore with 3 laps to go. Question is whether Salnikov messed up the tires a bit there or not. I couldn't really see, so I'm guessing no. Guti 3.6 to 4th position. Certainly if he finishes like this, which... Oh, Salnikov again making a mistake. Is that it? Yeah. Going wide again, so those tires actually might be under pressure. Guti 1.6, are we gonna have a fight here? Will Salnikov continue making mistakes or not? It's going to Guti's bumper. Let's see if Salnikov gets under pressure and makes another mistake, but from road pace they are very similar today. Guti is on his fastest laps right now, to 16.8 to 16.9, and Salnikov last lap was 2.17.8 without the mistake. Now with the mistake, probably this lap has been 3 or 4 seconds slower, and their first laps, the fastest laps in the race, are very close, within 2.5 tenths. Therefore, this gives us some hope for the performance of Guti being able to tackle an overtake in the last laps on Salnikov. Ahead of us, we still have Alex Venables and Fabio Galamini within 8 seconds distance, and I think the pace from Fabio of 2:17 the last lap is going to be enough to keep Alex Venables at bay. You can see here now Guti really onto the ass of Salnikov, going now in the last sector of the track, oversteering, understeering a little bit in there, going now for the inside of the curving here. Will go double side? No. Salnikov protecting the inside enough so that Guti doesn't attempt an overtake. Goes a bit wide though. Now instead of staying on the slipstream, Guti goes for the overtake, and it seems like he has enough speed to do so. Had better grip at the end of the turn, and he's getting way ahead for the first turn. Did he overdrive that turn? No, he's okay, only a 10th lost, or less than that actually, very good one. Now into the complicated side of this track, the first sector after the first turn, where in the interlace, you need to be continuously on and off the throttle to not go over the track limits. And here's where Salnikov gets a little bit closer, being very careful because it's wet. And the thing with the wet weather is that in a track like this where there are so many necessary, I was going to say mandatory, but nothing mandatory here, necessary curves, it's very dangerous to step on them. And that end part of the sector 1 is where Guti actually gets most of his advantage over Salnikov, who is right now 1.2 seconds behind. We'll keep watching this now from the TV camera, but Alex keeps losing pace with Fabio Galamini. I'm gonna check on his tires in a sec. Porta is getting closer to Salnikov, 6 seconds behind, but it's not gonna be enough for 2 laps unless someone makes a mistake, which again Salnikov did. He lost 6 seconds with Guti in the last lap, and that would be enough if he makes those 2 mistakes again, which probably unlikely anyway, for Porta to regain another further position. Now we forgot about Paul and Chandler. Look at that beautiful Ferrari. Damn you. He put 22 seconds distance with Chandler, who lost positions by himself, I think. There was no incident with him in the race today. Actually gonna check because I have now this incident tracker, and I don't see. Oh yeah, there was something between 45 and 17. So Schneider and Chandler, and I think it was a minor bump. We'll see later. And nothing else, so that was pretty much it. But today Schneider had quite a few unfortunate incidents. I don't know if for or against him, but yeah, that did happen, right? So yeah, Paul Hester beating Rob. Guti opening the gap, to Salnikov. Then a bit more airtime for Rob Chandler. 20 seconds distance with Schneider. That's 47 seconds distance with Bosic, who has been just lapped by Alex Venables. Alex Venables goes wide, and there goes the chance of Guti to overtake him. Elican View gets down to 1.5 seconds, and we are gonna tap into the camera of Alex to see what happened with those tires, because I'm sure they are completely red. There you go. Rears are absolute red, and that's been like that for quite a while. So 1.2 seconds. The camera of Alex is really not working well, so I'm gonna close it and focus on to the TV cameras. Will Guti get his first podium on the absolute best race he ever had this season? Oh, whoa. What happened there with Alex? He disconnected. Clearly. And that's going to be a podium for Guti. Unexpectedly, I think he was going to manage, because I think Guti, the pace of Alex was 2:19 on the last laps, and Guti was on 2:17. So that was coming. Problem is, his internet probably crashed. He must be furious. But anyway, he gave up already on the tournament. So anyway, unbelievable. We are going to have a never-seen podium of Lucas Keys winning a race, Fabio Galamini finishing second, and Totti Gutierrez finishing third if nothing changes. Salnikov is still holding into it with 2.2 seconds distance, not losing any further. And we're also going to have, in the last lap, an attempt of Mattia Porta at Salnikov with 2 seconds was the word, gap, and a pace which is 3 seconds faster. So we're going to focus on sector 1 in here, which is where Salnikov seems to lose most of it, and see what happens. It's certainly the last lap, I imagine. I don't think. Well, no, maybe Lucas is in for another lap, and that would give Mattia certainly a chance at Salnikov. I mean, for the good of the championship, I would prefer Mattia to stay where he is. but you know, respect where it's due, and if he's able to overtake him in the last lap, that's gonna be good for the show as well. The gap continues to open between Guti and Salnikov. Mattia Porta is now under 1 second. Does he go a bit wide? But Salnikov hits the sausage on the inside and loses position in the last or second to last. No, did he wait for it? I don't know if he did it on first person or not, but he crossed the line exactly on 0 seconds, meaning this is the last lap, and it was good enough for Mattia Porta to overtake Salnikov again on the last lap. Oh my, and we lost that. There is Lucas doing his donuts. Fabio Galamini is gonna conclude at a fantastic second position, his best yet this season, with 40 seconds gap, I guess. As fastest lap, 2 seconds behind the leader of the race, and there he is, getting into the straight. Very well done, Fabio. I'm sure you are excellent today. Toti Gutierrez going into also the last turn, his first podium. It's gonna be hard to repeat, I tell you that, but congratulations. Very well driven today, good position in qualifying. And Mattia Porta finishing 4th, followed by Salnikov finishing 1st in a series of mistakes over the last 3 laps that cost him 2 positions. Paul Hester coming in 6th, the first new car finishing the highest position new car after the patch with the Ferrari 294 entering the last corner. Schneider overtook Paul. Did that happen? Oh man, I must have missed that. And Rob, I don't know if this is correct anymore. No, it's not. I think Paul is 5th or whatever, and Schneider is behind, and Bosic right after. Oh my God, congratulations to everyone. That was a very good race to follow and to enjoy. Well done, everybody. Good game, good race. Very happy with the new people that got highest bests in the season, and you know, overall good effort. Unfortunately, we saw 2 of the top drivers, Alex Venables, disconnecting after losing a position, or nearly being very close to lose a position, and Kurt Moss having an incident which we couldn't really see what happened, and quitting the race as a result. So all in all, thank you very much for following today on the round 11 of World Series of Slipstream International. Next week we are crossing the planet, to go to Suzuka, and I'm gonna tell you now, Suzuka weather forecast for next week looks dry. Okay, people are gonna be happy about that. So having said that, thank you very much and see you next week.